Okay, it's 7 o'clock, so we probably should get this rolling.
Well, that says 30 seconds still, but that's all right.
All right, we're gonna we're gonna open the Columbia City Board of Zoning Appeals regular March 3rd meeting. A roll call, please.
Sorry, I'm trying to get Kathy properly positioned on the live stream here. So, Kathy Gardner.
Present.
Yes, you are. Patricia Hatcher.
Present.
John Kissinger.
Here.
Lyle how do I say it?
Q Michael.
Okay, Q Michael.
Here.
And Dennis Warnick.
Here.
Alrighty. Tonight we have 3 sets of meeting minutes, so we're gonna start with September 2nd, 2025. Does anybody have any questions or corrections for that?
I move to be approved as distributed.
I second that.
I have approval from Dennis and a second from Kathy. All those in favor say aye.
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 We got a roll. Well, that has to be a roll call, right?
Does have to be roll call. Okay. Kathy Gardner.
Yes.
Pat Hatcher.
I was absent.
Okay.
September.
So Pat abstains. John Kissinger.
Yes.
Lyle, I assume you abstain as well.
Yes.
And Dennis.
Yes, approved.
So 3-0 to 2.
All right. Moving on to the next set, we have previous meeting minutes to the October 7th, 2025. Roll call for that one. Or if you have any questions or comments,
I think
guess.
Kathy had something she was.
No, I just was going to make a motion to approve those if there's no question.
I second the motion.
I have a motion from Kathy and a second from Dennis.
Okay. Kathy.
Yes.
Pat.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. John.
Yes.
Lyle, are you abstaining on this one?
Yes.
Okay. And Dennis?
Yes.
Okay, so 4-0 to 1 with Lyle abstaining.
And the last set that we're going to discuss is the January 6th, 2026 meeting minutes. Anybody have a question or comments?
I would move we approve them.
I second.
Got a motion from Dennis and a second from Patricia. Nathan?
Dennis?
Yes.
Lyle?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
And Kathy?
Yes.
Woohoo.
Thank you. All right. We're going to do the oath to the witnesses. Greg, you got something to say? I'm sure Greg will.
Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you are about to offer will be the truth? If so, answer I do. You may put your hand down. Thank you.
He's so serious. Thank you. Nathan, we have any old business?
Not that I know of.
Okay, we're moving on to new business. We have 26-C-SE-1. Weston Perry is seeking a special exception approval to permit a firearms dealership at a home occupation, and that is a traffic generated home occupation at 1382 North Morsches Drive. Nathan, you want a staff report?
Sure thing. So, turn Kathy off the screen there. So this is 26C SE1 special exception located at 1382 North Morsches Drive in the extraterritorial jurisdiction. zoned R1, single family residential, just under 6 acres total. What is being requested is a special exception for a traffic generating home occupation, specifically for a firearms dealer's license. Nature of the use is to obtain a FFL as a dealer. No orders, this would be by order only, no inventory would be kept. However, because of federal law, they do have some rules that basically say that they have to treat this as quote unquote retail. By that nature, we have to treat this as a traffic generating home occupation in order to say yes, in order to get their license, you comply with zoning. Otherwise, this is a very low level traffic generating home occupation. Minimal floor area used for the business. Basically, I believe the petitioner had told me that this would basically be transactions over the kitchen table. However, maximum area would be up to 645 square feet, which is 20% of the living area of the home. Hours to be by appointment, generally in the evenings, perhaps on the weekends as well. About 3 customers per month. Parking is on the existing driveway, no additional employees, and no signage is proposed. Reference aerial, highlighted in blues, petitioner's property, closer view, showing the home and the circle drive here. As you can see, there is existing 2 spaces on the driveway as well as the garage itself. So any customer traffic, even if there was more than 1 vehicle, could still be accommodated on that driveway. Oblique view for reference, showing the other homes in the subdivision. Excuse me, this is not a platted subdivision, but it is a split subdivision. Going to staff suggested conditions, generally the criteria are, in staff's opinion, pretty favorable because this doesn't have any exterior changes and virtually would be indistinguishable from what it is right now. But there are some suggested conditions. 1 is pretty standard. 2 is a restatement of the code itself, that you won't exceed 20% of the living area. Number 3 is as well a standard statement. And then number 4 is based upon the statement that there wouldn't be more than 3 customers per month. I suggest bumping that up by 1, allowing for up to 4 customers per month on average, so that we can have some sort of threshold if business becomes popular and it starts to exceed that 4 per month, come back for re-review and further approval at that point. So that's my summary of the staff report. Any questions for me?
I believe so. Kathy, you have anything?
No, not at this time.
All right, would the petitioner please come to the podium, state your name, and kind of fill us in on what Nathan has not.
Yeah, happily. Weston Perry from 1382 North Morsches Drive, Columbus City. And I really don't have a lot to add aside from this is a business that I used to run at my old house. This is just sort of a repeat of that with the federal firearms license. When you move, that license is not really transferable from one location to another. Also, that was in Noma County as well. So maybe some slight differences. And it's been a while as well. So I only bring that up to let you know that this is something that I have done before. I've worked with the local ATF agent out of Fort Wayne already. It's really more of a hobby than a business. It just happens to be a hobby that I need a license for, a federal firearms license and a retail license. So I don't really have a lot to add, but I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all might have.
So, like, when I'm assuming like you order a gun for a customer, he comes to you. Does that, like, once you receive that before he picks it up, does that go in like a locked vault, or how's that?
I do have a gun safe. If it fits in the safe, then I would put it in there. Sometimes some guns may be larger than what my safe is, but it's the house is locked whenever we're not there, and it would basically stay in the box until the customer arrives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as having the FFA doesn't make you have like a
vaulted room or
No,
anything?
no requirements or anything like that. It's actually, really, it would be, just like personal firearms. Really, there's no, in Indiana, no laws to keep them, locked in sort of any sort of vault or anything, so.
I have just a couple of questions.
Mhm.
Mr. Perry, will there be any, testifying, once the customer gets there to pick up, the firearms, will there be any, need for him to do any kind of, practice testing or anything like that with the weapon while he's on your property?
I wouldn't say that there would be any need. However, it would be something that I wouldn't be opposed to unless there's any sort of regulations, basically preventing that from happening. I've got my own range in the backyard. You saw the picture from the top, so I've got a really nice range set up with railroad ties, backed by a bunch of dirt that there's no possible way that a round would make it through the backstop. So it's something I've been using myself, along with family and friends for years, safely, and no housing behind it. The range itself, actually, it's just out of view. It's just south of this particular view. So you can see where it's sort of the triangle meets at the top there. The range is basically kind of right there, at that triangle. So you would be shooting sort of up and to the right a little bit into the backstop. So no rounds ever make it off property. They're stopped.
Is there a stream?
Behind that, yes.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I think at one time when I was a kid, there was a house, a summer house. It was back. You couldn't see it. You could only see in the wintertime when the leaves were all gone. You could see the roof of it because it was down in. I'm not sure if that. I think it might have been a little ways to the south from that.
Maybe the river does curve around to the east, just past where you can see it here, but it's all cornfield now. And actually, so I've got the backstop, and then there's the creek, and then behind that you'll see what looks like a dark area. That's actually a much larger embankment. It's probably 15 feet high.
Okay.
Behind mine, even yet. So, are there any regulations or laws that would prevent something like that? I mean, I'd be happy to just tell customers, no, you can't shoot here if that's required.
Greg?
No, not that I mean, you just want to make sure your homeowner's insurance and everything knows what's going on so that you're insured.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of anything right offhand that would prevent it.
Okay. Well, if we find that there is, again, I have no problem telling customers that they can't shoot at this range. It's not, I have no intention, in fact, no interest at all in any sort of public range ever. I don't want
just anybody else.
Just anybody. My customers are friends and family, or maybe a friend of a friend, or referral. So it's people, most of my customers, truth be told, have probably already been shooting with me at my house because they're friends and family. I don't want strangers there shooting firearms on my property. I do now, and I won't in the future.
Yeah, the only other question, thank you. The only other question I had is, one of the suggested conditions was a maximum of 4 customers per month.
Mm-hmm.
If I read that correctly. Is there an issue with that? Do you feel 4 is too restrictive, or you think that that's probably going to be a good number?
No, based on the last time I did this, 4 would actually be pretty high. Especially if we look at it as an average, which I think is the way it's worded here. This is, like I said, this is just a hobby for friends and family to save some money more than anything. So if this goes anything like the last time, even 4 a month, I would be surprised if that happened on even a semi-regular basis. And if it ever, to your point, if it ever does grow to the point where that it looks like we are going to start exceeding that, I'd be happy to come back and reevaluate.
Yeah, it'd be almost 50 guns a year.
Yeah, it was. I think
that's a lot.
Yeah. For a hobby like this, that would be quite a bit.
Thank you. You have anything else, Kathy?
Nope, that's great. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything for the petitioner?
Not exactly for the petitioner, I guess. I'm assuming all the neighbors were made aware and nobody has
Yeah,
or is advertised.
right. It's for your benefit. It's advertised in the newspaper by state law, and then we have rules about adjacent property owners being notified. It's two property ownerships or 660 feet, whichever comes first. So in this particular case, because he's got the field off to the east, it probably hit that 660 mark. The rest of the way around, I believe it wound up picking up. I could look, but I believe it picked up pretty much everybody on Morsches Drive there.
Yeah, I think there were. I think Amanda told me like 16.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then the sign was posted on the 21st per the instructions I was given as well.
I do know of one person who called to ask what was up, and obviously we answered their questions sufficiently. So
Now, the people that you would sell to,
Mhm.
would they be required to have a permit? Or,
Well,
and get on their,
no permit in Indiana. Actually, federal law, there is an FBI background check that happens for every customer. So, in reality, that's probably more thorough than the Indiana State Police
I would assume.
permit. Yeah, and that is federal law.
They don't have a sense of humor.
They don't. They don't, and I'm kind of glad they don't. So, that background check happens with every sale.
That's good to know. Does anybody else have any questions for petitioner? Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Am I needed to stay for the remainder of the
You
meeting?
can stand here the outcome.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Is there anyone else here that wish to speak on behalf of the petitioner? Seeing none. Is anyone here wish to speak against the petition? Seeing none, I close the floor and open it to board discussion or a motion.
I make a motion for the approval of 26-C-SE-1 with the conditions that was suggested.
I second that.
I have a motion from Dennis and a second from Kathy for the approval of 26-C-SE-1. Nathan, can I have a roll call vote, please?
sure thing. Kathy Gardner,
Yes.
Pat Hatcher,
Yes.
John Kissinger,
Yes.
well, Q Michael,
Yes.
Dennis Warnick.
Yes.
Okay, I have a 5-0 vote there for you.
And
Right.
just so you know, yours is one of the rare ones that we ever get because you're not in Columbia City. You're in the 2-mile jurisdiction, or the area jurisdictional area. So we don't see you guys very often. It's a rarity.
Although the January meeting, that variance was in the jurisdictional
Yeah.
area too.
Yeah.
Go figure.
It looks like she's actually tearing the damn thing down and moving it clear out to the lower end of the property.
I have not been by there, so
There's
I
like
probably
a ton of dirt brought in on that low section.
probably should go check that out. So
Yeah, where the drag comes around and then before it starts up the embankment, they brought in
Didn't they say there was some
piles and piles and
bad
piles
soil?
of dirt.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not exactly floodplain, but there's definite lowland soil down there. So yeah, I do have one quick other business, or actually more of a report. As Kathy kind of alluded before the meeting, we are going to discontinue use of GoToWebinar for public viewing, I guess. It came about back in 2020 as a very effective way of getting public participation electronically. It is great because it forces audience members to register and keeps track of actually whether they viewed and for how long and so on. which is really good for public record keeping so that we can treat them as an interested party just as if they showed up. And it was a very effective way for submitting comments as well, as opposed to, say, Teams or Zoom at the time, where you potentially could have gobs of people trying to say stuff all at once and kind of a free-for-all. Since that time, and especially over the past year and a half since we've started live streaming straight to YouTube, the number of people registering on GoToWebinar has fallen down to maybe a couple people per year over the past 2 years. Even the big meeting that we had at the county back in August, where we had this entire building literally filled with audience, we had about 8 people on the GoToWebinar stream. We had about 250 on the YouTube stream. So that indicates to me that people are really, if they want to be here, they will be here. And if they just want to view it, they'll view it via YouTube, which is a very native, very easy to use platform. We also subscribe to it. It's a subscription service. GoToWebinar is, so it's about $3,000 per year, and the utilization is just so low that it doesn't make sense to continue. For member participation, or if we have those cases where the petitioner may need to participate, we'll use Teams or Zoom or something like that, where we can lock down exactly who can log in. And again, Teams is a pretty common platform. Zoom is too. So we'll get that sorted out by the time Kathy goes down south again next year. But in seriousness, it just, and we pay for Teams via our subscription to Office 365, so it's built in. We are pulling all of the videos that from 2020 till now off of GoToWebinar, so those will be saved and not lost for the public record. Debate about whether we actually upload those to YouTube or if they're just in our archives. So that's a long story just to keep you up to date as to what's going on with that. For the most part, you guys don't really notice it. Okay. But in case you do need to be electronic at some point, we'll be using a different platform. So
Very good. Good to know.
And I guess one other quick note, Dennis asked me, while we do have a 5th Monday in March, keep in mind that that's spring break week, so the calendar scratches it off. The first actual 5th Monday training session won't be until June. I won't be here, hopefully, but we'll figure out something that will be applicable for everybody's education and benefit come June.
Kathy, do you have any snow this year?
No.
No.
Okay.
No snow angels?
Yeah, we really should stay longer. It's going to be in the 80s all next week. So.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, we're coming home Saturday, but that's okay because we're going to bring a lot of it with us when we come.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's gonna be 70.
Okay.
Nathan, do we have anything else to report?
I don't think so.
And how about an adjournment? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right. Kathy, you can second it.
I'll second that.
All right.
Okay, we'll call that adjourned then.
Good luck, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you and Pat. We'll see you next month.
See you Saturday or sometime after that.